7. It says, your country is desolate. Your cities are burned with fire. The Lord is prophesying this toward the Jews, the real Jews. Your land, strangers devour it in your presence, and it is desolate. Excuse me, and it is desolate, as overthrown by strangers. See that? So the strangers are these people, then prior to them, Africans. We've always had parts of our land stolen, but this is the worst in this time we're in now. So right now, what are we doing? We're trying to clean ourselves up and live a righteous lifestyle before Jesus Christ comes back and judges this place. Again, Jesus Christ is a black man. But these guys are impossible.
In the meantime, you're saying while Jesus comes, we should put the Ten Commandments in present.
Not just the Ten Commandments, all the commandments. You know, understand? But acknowledge that who people call Jesus Christ, that that's our best role model and blueprint to follow. You understand? In other words, we don't live like we're in the Old Testament. We keep the commandments, but we don't live like we're in the Old Testament. We live under the guidance and rulership of who people call Jesus Christ, Yahweh Shah. That's what we do. You understand? So we have to learn this all over again, because the white man taught us to be freaks, homosexuals, lesbians. Then some of us want to be Africans, Nubians, Egyptians. We have to come out of that and start learning how to follow this again. He's going to read something to you out of this book.
Okay, this is a book called Lost Tribes and Promised Land, written by another white man. You know about Montezuma, the emperor of Mexico, right? He was the last emperor of Mexico. This is what he said. Montezuma knows that his ancestor came from ancient Israel, okay? He said, when Cortez was led by the Aztec, Cortez came from Spain, right? When Cortez were led by the Aztec emperor into a large room and told him to sit on the throne there, then according to the Cortez account, Montezuma proceeded to regale him with gift and to tell him the story. Long ago, our sacred writing, our ancestors informed us that neither I nor any of my other inhabitants of this land, which is Mexico, right, are indigenous to it. In other words, they're not the original people there, right? Right, say, but our forefathers, but are foreigners. Why Montezuma say they're foreigners? Because Montezuma knows that the old land was Jerusalem, right? But foreigners, but come here from a country completely different, and that our race were brought here by a Lord whose vessel they all were, who then returned to his native country. After a long time, he came here again and found the men he had left behind, now married to the native women of the country, with many children and living in the village they had built. He wanted to take them back with him, but they would go. They wouldn't even accept him as their Lord, and so he went home. In other words, the Mexicans did not want to accept Christ anymore, because the Mexicans, remember, they went into idolatry. They wasn't accepting our Christ as their Lord and Savior anymore. They start accepting this image right here. What the image that the white Jesus. Okay, this is the image the white man came to Mexico with, and we know that's not Christ. Okay, but this book shows you that Montezuma wasn't ignorant. Okay, he was emperor of Mexico, and he knows that his ancestor came from ancient Israel. And we got other books tell you, Montezuma tell us straight up that his ancestor came from Israel. This is not just a book introduction to what he said, but other authors tell you that Montezuma tell you that his ancestor came from ancient Israel. You see?
Guys, I gotta go.
Where are you from, by the way? What's your nationality?
Well, my parents are Mexican, but I was born here.
Parents are Mexican? Okay, then you need to learn this, man. Because now what's happening, you're watching the news where Trump is trying to send Mexicans back. And the gripe I have with a lot of Mexicans, a lot of you tend to stay to yourselves. You don't acknowledge the so-called blacks, and even on some levels Puerto Ricans and Dominicans as your brothers. But now when the Mexicans come to this country, you end up predominantly in the hood with us. But you are our people, man. There's a great history behind Mexico that relates to the Bible, by the way, too. You understand? But you need to start reading the Bible and acknowledge that the white man, he gonna come down on you, because a lot of so-called Hispanics, you have kids at a phenomenal rate, man. To the point where they fear that you're gonna outnumber them at some point. Because you're the children of the Most High. And you're gonna see they're gonna put more pressure on you. The same way they put pressure on us in this country for over 300 years, they're gonna put pressure on a lot of you Mexicans beyond comprehension. You're gonna see. But read your Bible, because that's what the Bible's talking about. Before you go, let me read. You got something to bring on that?
I got some more, but
Yeah, read that. So check it out.
Page, Lost Tribe and Promised Land, page 187. This is what it said about your race. It said, the run came to see elements of the Judaic characters in the Aztec religion. The characters mean the letter, right? At first, this temperament appeared only as a fervent search for Jewish analogies provoked by Aztec customs such as eating of only unleavened bread on certain days of the year. Which is what? The Day of Atonement, right? Okay, Day of Atonement, right? Excuse me, the Feast of Unleavened Bread. The position of drinking liquor after the eating of certain ritual food and the use of bath for purification. In time, this began to seem to run like overwhelming evidence that the Indians are indeed descended from the lost tribe of Israel, which is the Mexicans. Then in the same book right here, it shows you the Aztec kept the Sabbath, the Mexicans kept the Sabbath. I don't remember the page, but it tells you that they kept the Sabbath, the Mexicans, right? Then it said, and he opened his last and most impudent work, the history of the Indians of New Spain, with an unqualified assertion to his effort. In this way, even certain fundamental legends can be explained, such as the one that Montezuma presenting Cortez was just ready. See? So it's evidence that these people are the original Jews. We don't have to go through no more history. All we gotta use basic common sense. Why are we catching the same hell we was catching 1960? We still catching the same hell as Black and Hispanic in America.
Right. You need to read that. And a lot of Mexicans, they into this. They into the white Jesus. A lot of so-called black men and black women, they still following the white Jesus. And when you read the Bible and get history, and look at the archaeology, Jesus Christ was a man of color. You look at the so-called black man. But the white man, to convince you that he's superior and he's dominant all over the world, he put this image up all over the world, and now it's in your mind. Sorry?
I was told there is no such thing as a Jesus. He was a formation to make a decision to control in other non-nations.
Right.
Because they were worshiping God. Africa had their own gods.
Right.
And when they came over trying to colonize and blend in, they disenfranchised Christianity and all that stuff. And the or whatever, he put that into play.
Let me ask you a question. Black people in this country, do they act like Africans? Do they do it in spirit? So-called blacks and West Indians, they don't act like Africans. Now let me ask you another question. Okay, let's start with what we deal with so-called African Americans. So-called. Do they act like, in your opinion, they don't act like Africans? We have the same vibe and spirit? Excuse me? They're trying. But they're trying. But we don't have the same spirit.
I think because of generations that came.
Excuse me?
I think because here, they came here compared to Africa, it's exactly.
Right, the ones here. In other words, like a Barack.
Even them from here, when they come here, they change.
But they don't act like us, and they stay away from us. You ever wonder why that is? Because the Africans in this country are different from the blacks in this country. What you came in here on the tail end of what we were discussing. The blacks in this country are the biblical Jews. They're really Jews. It was Africans that sold black Jews. This is all in the Bible. You see, Jesus Christ did walk this earth. You have books that prove that Jesus Christ did walk this earth and he was a black man. He did exist. You understand? But through white supremacy, they have taught us to follow this, like you said, but you kind of like say he didn't exist at all.
There was an art exhibit.
What's that?
The picture came about from an art exhibit from Michelangelo.
Right. But this was an
oh, it's so pretty, and oh my God, let's make that.
But this was an actual person too.
That thing, no.
No, this was no. We had it. You can Google it. You can Google it yourself when you get home. Look up Caesar Borgia, and he was painted to represent the new Jesus Christ.
The new Jesus. Okay.
You understand? The new Jesus Christ.
So the old one came from Michelangelo.
No, Michelangelo painted this actual person to represent Jesus Christ through the Roman Catholic Church.
And I think that's the one they stated was his cousin. It was family members.
Yeah, he used to have incest with his family members.
Well, that's probably the picture.
Okay, but what I'm trying to say is that Jesus Christ, there was a real Jesus Christ, and he was a black man who died on the cross. He came for his people, Israel. Give me John 11:49. He came for his people and died for his people. And today, the so-called black man and black woman, you're going through this. The reason why you're going through this is because you broke God's commandments. You broke God's commandments. in the church, they're going to teach you to follow this or follow the understanding of this. Or you read the Bible for yourself. The Bible says it's a completely different understanding from what you're learning in the church. You're a Jew. You're not an African. You're not a black woman. You're not a Negro. You are a Jew. Read that really quick.
St. John chapter 11, verse 49.
Check this out.
It said, and one of them named Caiaphas, being the high priest that same year.
Right? So these were Jews that were sellouts to the Romans. Just like you have so-called black people today who are supposed to be the leaders of our people, but have actually sold out to the so-called white man or the government. So back in the time of Jesus Christ, you had a leadership, a body of leaders that sold out to the Roman government. You understand? They were afraid of the Roman government. They wanted to keep their positions as leaders over the people, just like today. The scriptures tell you there's no new thing under the sun, and it's accurate. Read it again.
St. John 11, verse 49.
Come on.
One of them named Caiaphas,
Come on.
being the high priest that same year,
That same year during the time of Jesus Christ, come on,
said unto them,
said unto the other leadership, come on,
ye know nothing at all.
you know nothing at all. Come on.
Now consider that it is expedient for us,
That is expedient for us, meaning of great importance for us, come on,
that one man should die for the people,
that one man should die for the people, who was Jesus Christ. Come on.
and that the whole nation perish not.
See, we are a nation, but when you read the story of the Jews, they were in captivity under who? Under the Romans during the time of Jesus, but before that, under the Egyptians. Egyptians are dark, and the real Jews are dark. You don't believe the black people had white Jews?
So they were saying that at that time it was only Romans and Egyptians, and nobody was pale colored. It was all dark
So what
skin.
about the Greeks? There you go, they were pale color. There you go, you got the picture. And you have Jews in Egypt. Sorry? You pray to the ancestors. What particular ancestor do you pray to? What's that?
Grandma, whoever.
Yeah, that ain't gonna help you, sister.
I'm
That ain't gonna help you, you understand? That's not gonna show you your nationality. That ain't gonna show you, that ain't gonna help you. If that was the case, then we would have been out of this situation a long time ago. What particular, in other words, is there structure in the Bible? What structure you get out of praying to the ancestors as far as how to be a woman, how to take care of your kids, what to eat, what not to eat, what to wear, what not to wear? How do you get that information? Your mother? And how she get that information? Because if you look at
My ancestors, grandma and them.
so if you look at the state of the so-called black man and black woman today, it's just terrible. It's terrible, man. You understand? The young black men, they're out of their mind. The young black women, they're out of their mind. They're having kids all over the place. The kids are growing up and they're getting worse and worse. It's just a cycle. You know? They shoot each other. Look at Chicago. Just over the so-called 4th of July weekend alone. These young brothers, the music they listening to has got them out of their mind. And all that is written in the Bible. The black man don't get along with the black woman as husband and wife. 70% increase in divorce rate. Obesity. Diabetes. How do you explain that? The ancestors ain't going to hear your prayers. What's going to hear you is the Most High. Give me the book of Jeremiah.
I have to stop you.
Let me just read one more scripture for you. One more. Understand?
I'm in trouble. I get written up. I can't.
Oh, you at work? I'm sorry. Okay. All right.
Thank you.
Well, read that Bible, sister. If that's what's going to help you. You hear that, brother? Come here. Let me talk to you. Talk to you, man. You got to read the Bible, brother. What's your name?
My name's Abu.
What's that? Where you from?
Africa.
Africa. What part of Africa? West Africa?
Yeah.
Okay, you might be one of us. I don't know.
Nah, but I'm Muslim though.
You Muslim?
Yeah.
Okay, so tell me something about Islam. In Islam, we got this Islam sign over there. I want to ask you a question.
Yeah.
In Islam, you walk around the Kaaba. Why do you walk around the Kaaba 7 times?
It's just a like, cause why people walk around the Kaaba, they just walk around Kaaba and like praise God.
Okay, what is in the Kaaba?
Like, I don't know. It was cause it was something that was built from a prophet Ibrahim.
Where's that now? How do you have proof of that? Proof? Because I always hear that, and where's the proof of that?
Okay, because how you, when you was talking about the ancestors, like how stuff comes down from like from messengers
right?
tell people people hear about it.
Jeremiah 17:5.
That's how it goes down to us.
So you heard that. So that's by word of mouth. Nothing actually written in scripture.
I mean, they probably do, but I don't have that much education.
Let me should we read something for you real quick?
Yeah.
Jeremiah chapter 17, verse 5. Thus said the Lord, cursed be the men that trusted in men.
See, the Lord said, "Cursed be the man that trusteth in man." Any man who trusteth in man or the word of mouth by man,
You can't trust me.
right?
Like,
So
everything you can't. Nah, everything is. We all trust God. That's it.
okay, so let me.
I can't listen. Let's say you tell me something that I'm not really sure about, but I believe you, but I'm not even sure about it.
Right.
But before I can believe you, I gotta act. I'm gonna ask.
Well, that's
Open books. You look.
Well, that's my question. That's why I'm asking you what I'm asking. You
Yeah.
said one of the prophets.
Yeah, a prophet though.
No, but then
And Ibrahim, because you know why? Abraham. Yeah, but we call him Ibrahim. We call him the prophets. I mean, the father of prophets. Because after him was Ismail, then Ishaq and Yaqub. Because it was like his son was a prophet. After that was a prophet. Like his sons were prophets.
And you said out of your own mouth.
Yeah.
You can't I heard you said he built it. I heard that.
Yeah.
But my question to you said out of your own mouth you can't believe in what man says, right? So now the Bible.
But listen, but Ibrahim's a prophet.
Okay, he is a
came
prophet.
with a message.
Oh, he came with a message, but I'm questioning. I'm not even at that part yet.
Yeah.
I'm questioning whether he built the Kaaba or not, and where do you get that information from? Because I believe what the prophets in the Bible has written, and a lot of Muslims they believe in the first 5